Good morning and welcome to the meditation. Let us take a moment to arrive on our meditation cushion or to arrive on our chair. We can do that by taking 3 deep breaths. Every time we inhale, we refresh our attention. Every time we exhale, we relax. Now let us take a moment to look at our meditation posture for this session. So the best, of course, is to sit on the floor, but if you're sitting on the chair, it's completely fine. If you're sitting on the chair, just make sure you're not leaning against the support of the chair and not leaning forward either. If you are sitting on the floor, the best would be the full lotus posture. That might be a little bit difficult. You can try half lotus. You can simply sit cross-legged or even Burmese style with one leg in front of the other. Just make sure you're not pushing your body. Make sure you are comfortable for the session. The hands are in the concentration mudra. So you have your right hand on top of the left. The two thumbs are slightly touching, and this mudra rests on your lap. The back is straight. This is the most important of all these instructions for the posture. The body is upright. You can imagine that there is a string pulling your body from your crown to keep your back straight. And even though your back is straight, the shoulders are even and relaxed, and you can easily move from left to right. Your body remains flexible. The neck is aligned with the spine. In the continuation of the spine, you can very slightly tilt your head forward, but not too much. You can place your tongue towards the roof of the mouth, just behind the upper teeth. This helps to reduce the production of saliva during meditation. And finally, the eyes are not completely closed. You can leave them slightly opened, but we don't actually pay attention to what our eyes are seeing. It is the mental consciousness that meditates. So these are known as the 7 points of the Buddha Vairochana posture, which is very conducive for meditation. Out of these 7 points, the most important is for the body to be upright, for the back to be straight. Now that we looked at the body posture, let us take a look at our motivation for this session. Why do we want to meditate? Why are we sitting in front of our devices this morning? Let us try to generate a Mahayana motivation, a motivation of the great vehicle. Let us try to generate a motivation of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is the Sanskrit word for the mind of awakening. The mind of awakening is the wish to become a Buddha, the wish to achieve the state of omniscience, the state of full awakening, in order to benefit all sentient beings. So a Buddha has perfect power, perfect love, and perfect knowledge to help others, to help countless sentient beings who are trapped in the vicious prison of their own mind, who are trapped in the vicious prison of samsara, trapped in cyclic existence. So a Buddha with his omnipotence and his omniscience and his perfect love, perfect compassion, is fully qualified to help beings, to guide beings unmistakably, to guide them perfectly out of samsara. So what does it mean being trapped in samsara, being trapped in the prison of the mind? Is that since beginningless time, since time immemorial, since countless past lives, we have been under the power of karma and afflictions. And the root of this is the self-grasping ignorance. This misconception that we have that we apprehend all phenomena as existing truly, as existing inherently, as existing objectively. We have the impression that phenomena exist from their own side, exist so solidly out there, so independently. And in particular, ourselves, we have the impression that there is a very strong, solid I, me, myself, because of which we have the inappropriate attention. The inappropriate attention is this wrong impression that we all have. We feel that we are the center of the universe. We feel that I am more important than others. We have this instinct, basically. We feel that we are the center of the universe. We are more important than others. But if we check carefully, there is no logic, there is no valid reason behind this misconception. It's totally wrong. In fact, I am only one, others are numberless. And others, just like myself, equally want to be happy and want to avoid suffering. So because of this inappropriate attention, all sorts of other afflictions arise, such as anger, excessive attachment, jealousy, pride, anxiety, depression, and so on and so forth. Because of all of these afflictions, we are constantly engaging in actions that are non-virtuous, such as killing, stealing, lying, and so on and so forth. And every time we engage in such an action, it leaves a negative imprint, a negative karma is created and is left on our mental continuum. And inevitably, sooner or later, karmas ripen. Negative karmas ripen in the form of unpleasant experiences, experiences of suffering, experiences of pain, inevitably. And even as long as we are under the power of the self-grasping ignorance and the inappropriate attention, as long as we haven't purified these, we have not eliminated these, even the virtuous actions that we do, such as practicing generosity, helping others, protecting others, and so on and so forth, even those actions, they will ripen in the form of pleasant experiences, experiences of pleasure, or we could also say mundane happiness. But these will ripen within samsara, within cyclic existence, meaning this pleasure is not lasting and we cannot choose when it will ripen. We don't have the control. For example, today, now is 9:15 a.m. I don't know how the day is going to unfold. Will I receive good news? Will I receive bad news? Will I meet with people who will be nice to me, or suddenly a neighbor is going to come and complain about something, or I have no control over my experiences. Will I suddenly have a headache in the afternoon? We never know. So this is the meaning of samsara. This is the meaning of misery, this lack of control. And at the present, we all have this human body, so we are very fortunate, and most likely all of us, we have quite a balance of pleasant and unpleasant experiences in our lives. Maybe we have a little bit more pleasant experiences and unpleasant experiences, but we can see around ourselves so many people are suffering from poverty, so many people are suffering from acute sicknesses, and many people are living in countries that are at war. We can also see the animal realm, so we can also generate compassion for animals. For example, those who are living in the wild, in a constant fear of being hunted by other animals. Can you imagine how it must be like? And we can also infer the realms of existence that we cannot see with our own eyes, such as the hungry ghost realms, the hell realms, how it must be like the experience there, the constant suffering. So let us try to generate a sense of compassion for ourselves and all sentient beings who are trapped in the vicious prison of the mind, the vicious prison of samsara. Let us wish for all sentient beings, including ourselves, to be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, the karma and the afflictions. Not only that, let us try to generate a sense of responsibility. I myself will free all sentient beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. How? Now I have this precious human life. I was born as a human being, and this rebirth is endowed with so many freedoms, leisures, endowments. For example, I am born with all my mental, physical abilities, and what makes my human rebirth so special is that I live in a world, I live in a place at the time where the Buddha has appeared 2500 years ago. Not only has he appeared, but he has turned the wheel of Dharma. He has taught the Dharma for many decades. He has given extensive teachings. Not only that, but the teachings to this day are still very much available, especially in this digital era. With just one click, we can listen, we can read the Buddha's teachings. So incredibly fortunate. Not only that, but there are many disciples of the Buddha, many qualified teachers, many disciples who are studying, practicing, and who can help us in our own journey. Not only that, but there are also many sponsors, there are many supporters. For example, Tushita and many Dharma centers, they are running thanks to the generosity of sponsors, entirely funded based on donations. So many centers around the world like that. So we are very fortunate to have all these conditions. We truly have what is called the precious human life, the precious human rebirth. That is an incredible opportunity for us to transform our mind, to purify our mind from karma and the afflictions. So we can do that by listening, reflecting, and meditating on the teachings of the Buddha. So therefore, we have the responsibility to do it for all sentient beings who don't have this precious opportunity at the moment, especially those with whom we have a special karmic connection. For example, our family, and not only our family of this life, but the families that we had since countless samsaric lifetimes. Who knows what kind of rebirth they have at the present? We have this precious human rebirth. So it is as if they are waiting for us to free our minds, to purify our minds from all the mental veils and achieve the state of full awakening, to achieve the state of a Buddha, the state of omniscience, in order to guide them unmistakably, in order to guide them perfectly. So let us try to generate this most beautiful mind of bodhicitta. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all mother sentient beings. And with this motivation in mind, we will engage in Shamatha practice. Shamatha is Sanskrit for calm abiding. And more specifically, we will engage in single-pointed meditation. So there are 4 instructions for this meditation. We already looked at the first one, which is the posture. So we've been through the 7 points of the Buddha Vairochana posture. Remember that the most important of all these 7 points is for your body to be upright, for your back to be straight. The second instruction is that we need an object of meditation. What are we actually meditating on? So if you've been practicing shamatha and single-pointed concentration, I would recommend that you keep the object you are already familiar with, be it the breath, be it Buddha image, be it awareness of awareness itself. Just keep the object you are familiar with for this meditation. If you don't have an object that you're familiar with, what I would recommend is that you take the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. Place all your attention there at the entrance of the nostrils, and more specifically at the breathing sensation. When you breathe in, breathe out, how does it feel at the entrance of the nostrils? Try to place all your focus there and try to keep the focus on your object of meditation. Try not to lose the object of meditation. There are 2 main ways we tend to lose our object of meditation. We get distracted. The first one is called mental excitement. Basically, we are distracted with thoughts, mostly thinking about past and future, and therefore the mind wanders and loses the object. We are distracted with thoughts. The second way we get distracted is with mental laxity or mental lethargy, also called mental dullness. Basically, we are not putting enough application in our meditation, and therefore the mind starts to sink, tend to fall asleep. So keeping the back straight really helps with that, as well as not closing the eyes completely, letting some light come inside. This helps with the lethargy. Especially if you just had a big meal, or if you didn't sleep properly, these really help. But the main antidotes that we need to use are called introspection and mindfulness. Introspection, or also called alertness, is a mental factor, so a small part of your mind that is checking in the background while you are meditating, while you are focusing on one single object, the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils, for example. While your mind is focusing on that, a small part of your mind in the background is checking, am I meditating? Am I concentrated on my object of meditation? And if I notice that my mind has wandered, that I'm distracted with thoughts, or my mind is kind of falling asleep, then I make use of the second antidote, which is called mindfulness. The role of mindfulness is to remember the object of meditation, so to bring the mind back onto the object of meditation. Wherever it is, if it is thinking about lunch, I notice that through introspection or alertness. And once I have noticed that the mind has gone to thinking about lunch, I use mindfulness to bring the mind back and focus again on the object of meditation. So we will do this meditation for about 5 minutes, trying to remain on our object of meditation without being distracted. And every time we are distracted, we make sure that we notice And every time we notice, we make sure that we bring the mind back onto the object of meditation. Let us do that for 5 minutes. gently come out of the meditation. So the masters advise that when we are beginning with these kind of practices, to keep our sessions short. So just like now, we just did about 5 minutes. It is advised to do sessions of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or maximum 24 minutes in the beginning, and to focus on the consistency, like doing every day. This will have much more impact, will bring much better results than um, if you want to do a session of, let's say, 2 hours, but you do that once in a blue moon. Doing 5 minutes of meditation every day, for example, every morning or every evening, will have much more impact because in those 5 minutes, you're really trying your best. You're really having 5 quality minutes of trying to use the antidotes as best as you can of introspection and mindfulness. So you're training and using those antidotes. But if you're sitting for 2 hours, then because of the previous habituation of the mind, you might be distracted for 2 hours and forgetting about the antidotes or not making much use of them. So in this way, the mind will not progress at all. Also, after 2 hours, you might be tired. I'm just saying 2 hours, but it's just an example. It could be any longer time, more than 24 minutes in the beginning. So you might feel exhausted after meditating for 1 or 2 hours. And the next time you see your meditation cushion, you might not want to sit again. Whereas if you sit for 5 minutes, like we did now, at the end of the 5 minutes, perhaps you feel like you want to meditate more, which is a good sign. Then probably the next day you feel eager again to do 5 minutes. And you, every day, if you engage in doing this 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or maximum 24 minutes, then very swiftly you will see progress. Now let us take a moment to dedicate the merits that we have accumulated by meditating on bodhicitta. At the beginning, meditating on the mind of awakening, and now meditating on shamatha, trying to develop our mental factors of introspection and mindfulness. Let us dedicate these merits so that we may soon, very soon, become fully awakened Buddhas in order to benefit sentient beings without leaving even one sentient being aside. May the precious minds of bodhicitta and the wisdom realizing the emptiness of objective existence of the self and phenomena, may these two beautiful, precious minds that have not a reason arise and grow, and may that which has already arisen never diminish but increase forevermore. Due to our merits, may our spiritual teachers have long and healthy lives, and in particular His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May he live long and healthy and continue to teach us the Dharma of Buddha Shakyamuni for a very long time. Due to all our merits, may we soon have the fortune to find the unmistaken reincarnation of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May we soon find his unmistaken reincarnation so that Rinpoche may continue to guide us and lead the organization. Finally, due to all our merits, may the wars that are happening around the world immediately come to an end. May there be no new war. May there be no famine. May there be no epidemic. May there be no natural disasters and no catastrophes of the elements. And may peace and harmony prevail in everyone's hearts and lives. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful week. Tonight there is total solar eclipse happening. It will start around 9 p.m., 9:12 p.m., if I'm not mistaken, at the Indian time. Obviously, it will be the night time here in India, so it won't be visible from here. It is only going to be visible from some parts of America. But still, Lama Zopa Rinpoche uh, advised many times that during solar and lunar eclipses, while they are happening, every action that we do, um, the karmic results of these actions are multiplied. And during a solar eclipse, it is multiplied by 100 million times. So tonight, we will engage in a practice that is the practice of Vajrasattva purification meditation. So we will do that during the eclipse. This is one of the practices that are recommended to do during eclipses. So we will meet at Tushita at 9:30 p.m. to do the practice, and you can also join online from your home. So the practice should take about 1 hour or a bit more than 1 hour. So starting at 9:30 p.m. exceptionally. Usually we have our sessions at 6:30, but tonight, because of the eclipse, we want to make the most. We want to take advantage of the eclipse and the multiplying effect of the merits. So exceptionally, we are meeting at 9:30 p.m. tonight. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day. See you. Bye bye.